Hello everyone, this is Kazo War here with another Wi-Fi battle. This battle is against KrucialKaI. He asked me for a battle and he wanted me to record it. I said I would. So, let's get the battle started. So, he leads off with a Wifi and I lead off with a Metagross. He goes for the Stealth Rocks while I go for my Stealth Rocks. So now we both got Stealth Rocks up, so that's pretty okay I guess. And now I go into Scizor and he actually goes for a Yawn. And it's not too bad because I can just U-turn out and get damage on whatever while I get out of the falling asleep part. So I went with U-turn. He actually switched into a Salamence and U-turned out himself. And now I bring in Celebi because unless this thing has like Fire Blast, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to survive any hit he should throw at me. And I should be able to finish it off with a Hidden Power Ice. So I go for Hidden Power Ice, and just amazingly the thing survives. So this thing is pretty bulky, which is pretty cool. I've never really seen a immense usually that's really bulky like that, but as I go for a second Hidden Power Ice, I'm pretty sure it would have killed it off, but I don't. I guess I got max damage last time, then minimum damage this time or something because it had less damage than before and it did less. Like when his hit points were even higher last time or something like that. So now he sends in this Tyranitar, and this Tyranitar is a fucking pain in the ass, and you will see why later. So I go for the Paralyze because I thought it would just be like a regular physical sweeping set, and paralyzing it would help a little bit. So now I decided to switch into Scizor because I know it won't be able to outspeed me with the Paralyze, even though my Scizor has no speedy Vs and stuff like that. So now he decides to switch out, but I knew he was going to do that, so I went with a Swords Dance. So now I got a Swords Dance up and a Wifi is out, so it's not that big of a deal. And he actually goes for a Yawn this turn, and I went with the U-turn because I know a U-turn will kill it off, and if he did switch or anything, that it has still done a lot of damage because of the Swords Dance. So now I bring in Salamence, and his Wifi dies, and now he brings in a Gengar. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna try to go for Dragon Dance here. Maybe thinking he might switch to something else, or maybe he might like not do a Hidden Power Ice, but he actually goes for a Trick, which totally sucks. So I gotta switch now, and I switch into Metagross. And now he goes for a Will-O-Wisp, but it's not too bad because this thing has a Lumberry on it. So now I go for the Bullet Punch, but he decides to switch into a Vaporeon. So the Vaporeon with the Bullet Punch really well, and I'm not going to be able to really take that thing out. So I decided to go into Rotom, and he actually protects, which gave me a free switch-in, kind of, because I didn't get to take like a surf damage or anything. So that was pretty cool. So now I go for a Thunderbolt, and he actually goes into his Tyrant, which is the Tyranitar that is such a pain in the ass. So now he gets hit with the Thunderbolt, and now I go for Hidden Power Grass, and I get another crit, which is kind of lame, I guess, because 2 crits in a row is kind of retarded. Getting 1 crit once in a while is pretty awesome and stuff like that, but 2 in a row, come on, that's kind of lame. So now he gets a curse off, and now I go for another Hidden Power Grass, and it does like almost no damage. And now he sleeps with rest, and this pretty much sucks because now he's full health and he has the curse off. So now I go into Scizor, and he actually sleep talks and gets a payback. So that kind of sucks because it sucks like that. So now I went to go for a superpower, thinking he might not have switched out with the curse up, but he actually does switch out, and brings in the Gengar. It misses, and I go for a Bullet Punch, kills the Gengar, and I get hit by Life Orb and die. So now he brings in his Tyranitar again, and I decided to bring in Metagross because he's sleeping, so I should be able to get an Earthquake or 2 on it, and it might be able to kill it off because it's sleeping and not have curse and stuff. But he actually switches into Vaporeon to take the Earthquake, and for the Earthquake pretty well. And it's going to be a 3-hit KO. So I go for the second Earthquake, and he actually goes for a Wish.
Virus database has been updated.
And now I switch into Latias because I knew he was going to protect, and he does protect, and gets healed off with Wish. So now I just go for the Thunderbolt here, and he actually stays in, gets hit with a Thunderbolt, and gets 1-hit KO'd. Or not really 1-hit KO'd, but it finishes off his life, so pretty much 1-hit KO. I don't know. But anyways, Vaporeon's dead, and now he sends in his Tyranitar. I go for a Surf because it would do a lot of damage, and see how much damage it did. I was thinking I might be able to finish it off with a Draco Meteor because a stab Draco Meteor is a little bit stronger than a non-stab super effective Surf. I went with the Draco Meteor, and he survives with like a fraction of health, and now there's no way for me to take this thing out with Latias because he has a special attack fall, so I have to switch this thing out. And I go into Metagross, and he Sleep Talks and gets a curse off, which totally sucks because I went with an Earthquake, and it's like not doing a lot of damage now. I could have done a lot more, and I might have been able to finish it off while I was still sleeping, but of course I don't. He gets a second curse off, which is even more lame, because now I'm definitely not going to be able to take this thing out at all. So I go for the Earthquake, and it's about a fourth of his health, and he gets a rest off now because he wakes up this turn. And that's pretty much all that's going to happen here. So I Earthquake, just trying to hope to get a crit or something because there's nothing else I can really do to take this guy out. Sleep Talks gets a payback, and it does quite a lot of damage, which totally sucked. So an Earthquake for the fourth time I think, and no crit and just no damage, and he Sleep Talks and gets a rest, so that was pretty good, I guess, because he didn't get to finish me off. I get to do another Earthquake on it. But he's gonna wake up this turn and just go back to sleep with rest. So he's sleeping now, and I switch into Celebi, hoping that Grass Knot will be able to do more damage to it because Tyranitar is pretty heavy. So maybe it's max damage on him plus stab. You know, it might do maybe a 2 or 3 hit KO while he's sleeping and stuff, but he gets a payback off the Sleep Talk as soon as I switch in, and I gotta switch to Latias to go for a Surf, and it's like a third of his damage. Sleep Talks and gets a payback on the Latias, and Latias is out, and I got nothing left pretty much to really take this thing out. So I just go into Metagross, and I go for an Earthquake, and the Earthquake does like a quarter damage. And he just wakes up and goes back to sleep and gets full health in the process. So now an Earthquake for the bazillion time, and there's a quarter health, and he Sleep Talks and gets a payback and just rapes the Metagross. So now I send in Rotom. I just go for a Thunderbolt because I got nothing else to really do. And he just rests from Sleep Talk, and it fails because he's already sleeping. And now I Thunderbolt again, and he gets payback off on the Sleep Talk. Actually, he just wakes up and paybacks this time. Never mind. Now I send in Salamence. This is stuck on Choice Scarf, so all I can do is just Earthquake, so I go for an Earthquake, and does a quarter damage, and he paybacks and kills off the Salamence. So good game, KrucialKaI. It was pretty awesome. That was an amazing comeback there. Tyranitar is such a beast. So please rate, comment, and subscribe, guys. And also, you may have noticed that a lot of my older videos have been deleted. I decided to delete all my older battles that didn't have a narration on them, and I'm going to be re-uploading them later with a narration added to them. So be look forward for that, and I'll see you guys next time.